Welcome to Meet the Musicians, powered in part by Classic of Denton. The views and opinions expressed by the show hosts and their guests are those of the show host and guests, and not necessarily those of the sponsors, DentonRadio.com, or the Denton Convention and Visitors Bureau. For more information, visit the Policies and Procedures page at DentonRadio.com. Good evening, everybody. We are back once again for Meet the Musicians here on DentonRadio.com. I'm super excited for tonight. A band I've had the pleasure of knowing for a while, and really excited to have them on this show. We're here with LoveSick Mary. How are you guys?
Doing good.
Doing great.
Well, parts of LoveSick Mary, but
2/5.
But yes, 2/5 of LoveSick Mary, but very important 2/5 of LoveSick Mary. So thank you guys again for being here. If you'll introduce yourselves for the people watching.
Yeah, so I'm Beth. I'm the singer, and this is Heffernan. He's the guitar player.
One of many names, sure.
He's got like about 20 names.
Perfect. We'll have to go into that in a minute.
Okay.
I'm just like fire them off for all. Anyways, so LoveSick Mary. I promised myself I wouldn't ask this of any musicians ever again because they all hate it. So I'm not going to ask you what your genre is. But if you could describe what you do for everybody, just give them a little taste if they're not familiar with LoveSick Mary, what you guys do.
Well, someone once described us a long time ago as somewhere between The Doors and Garbage.
Okay.
And we've kind of evolved a little bit from that. I would
Yeah.
say like a modern classic rock.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
like that.
maybe bluesy. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
We do a little bit of everything, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, as you go along, you morph and you change as artists do. So
Sure.
it was more of a kind of a classic rock influence in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And as we get older and more calmer, it's moving more towards a bluesy, soulful side.
Okay.
So
I see that.
yeah. So we left one genre and entering into another, you can say.
Perfect.
So we'll name it when we get there, I guess.
I love it. And how long has LoveSick Mary been around?
2002,
Since 2000, from son?
maybe?
No, it hasn't been that long.
Well, no, not that long. I think officially 2006.
been a while.
We've
2006 probably?
We've known each other since
yeah,
then.
but
yeah.
2006 I think is when we like officially started
Yeah.
doing shows and playing.
Yeah, it would be 2006, yeah.
Where was y'all's first gig?
Andy's.
Yeah, the very
We
first.
did
Really?
yeah. Right? Andy's?
Well, the very first gig, yeah, as LoveSick, or what it was previously called, was at Andy's. But the lineup that we have now, that very first gig was in Boyd, Texas, in a greenhouse.
That's right.
At a greenhouse.
And somebody was having like a backyard kegger or something.
I think it was our drummer, Jerry, our drummer. I think
Yeah.
it was something he set up. And
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
like, my friend's band, they can come out and play. And I'm like, yeah, come on. So it was raining and it was muddy and it was,
Yeah.
it was
So that was our first official show.
first
At
official
a
show.
greenhouse.
And everybody in the band remembers that show except for me. And I don't know why, because I'm the more soberest person in
I
the
understand.
band, I would say.
Yeah.
And especially at that time, and everybody's, yeah, this happened, and we fell in the mud. No, I was like, I
Yeah.
don't remember any of this. And I don't remember any of it.
So were you inside a greenhouse or you were playing?
Inside.
So and it was all glass?
Well, it was fiberglass, but yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Man, that had to be tough to
it was tough. And
set up for.
if you've ever played inside of a concrete box, you will know that that's the hardest place to run sound acoustically.
Sure.
A greenhouse is worse.
Okay.
It beats it.
Really?
Yeah, it's really weird.
Well, you're quite the sound guy in your own right. I mean, so I take your
self-proclaimed.
word for it.
But yeah,
Love it. Well,
Yeah.
very cool. So what got you guys personally into music, and then more specifically, what drew you guys to make LoveSick what it is, and drew you toward the classic rock, but then the bluesy influences and those kinds of things?
I was being in high school a little bit of a rebel, and
Okay.
I liked the Doors, and it was a band that my parents hated, and I just always liked the Doors. So
Still do
that
to
for
this
me,
day, I
like
think.
the classic rock comes like from that, and it's not even so much Jim Morrison; it's more like Ray Manzarek, the keyboard player. Like I
Okay.
was always drawn to that sound. So I've kind of always gone from that, but I've been singing since I was about 3,
Wow.
singing show tunes and Disney tunes and
Love it.
everything. And
Yeah.
Billy Joel, I had big headphones like this actually, listening to Billy Joel on vinyl
Oh,
when I was
cool.
about 3 years old. Yeah, Glass Houses. I'll never forget.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I've always been drawn to music, and I think probably you too. yeah.
Same. Yeah, same. Grandfather was, I don't want to say an influence, but he was the musical person in the family, and he played both kinds, which were country and Western.
Yes, yeah.
And there was nothing else. And
Right.
he used to say of drummers, well, you never have a drummer. And he's like, drums are fine if you put them so far back that I can't hear them. That's fine. So, yeah, that was a huge influence there, but only because he was the only person who played an instrument. I had a lot of influence from my sister, who was addicted to MTV when it first launched. Like, I remember the day, to date myself, I remember the day MTV launched.
Wow.
Yeah, and it played music, and it was only on for like 2 hours at a time.
Okay.
And it would shut off for 2 hours. And it was also available on the radio. A lot of people don't know that.
Huh.
Yeah, that
Interesting.
that only lasted like 6 months, but you could pick it up on AM radio.
That's
well.
cool.
People in their 20s are like, what are these old people talking about right now?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
They
And-
played music on MTV?
MTV?
What?
but
That's
they
awesome.
did. But yeah, and it went from wanting to be Angus Young and still wanting to be Angus Young, to just this whole gambit. And my age now, I've kind of come full circle in a lot of ways, where it's basically it's all about tone, it's all about groove and performance, and everything else doesn't. It's not that it doesn't matter, but it's not as important.
Sure.
Can people enjoy it? Will people dance? Will people have fun? And a lot of musicians will either agree with this and we'll be friends, or they will disagree with this and I will be on their whatever list that they have. Trying to keep it PG. But
Sure.
I've played with multiple bands throughout my career, and during that time I've played with all types of people who took themselves not serious at all to people who took themselves way serious. And at the end of the day, we're just entertainment.
Okay.
Right? I mean, even Bob Dylan
Yeah.
reached a point where he's like, we're not going to change the world with a song. So, and in today's climate and the way music, and I don't want to sound bitter and jaded, but the reality of things is we're here to make people happy.
Yeah.
Make people dance at the end of the day. And if anything, the best we can actually do is relate to somebody who may be going through some type of personal trial or drama in their life.
Yeah.
But we're not going to start a revolution or anything like that. Those days are long gone.
Well, and I feel like anybody that wanted to start a revolution, or that started a revolution through music, didn't start out with any intention to start a revolution through music. They were trying to create something that they enjoyed or that somebody else enjoyed or something like that. And then the revolution almost sort of happened accidentally, but happily. I'm glad you bring this up, because I think that distinguishes you guys as a band, because you guys are performers.
Yeah.
A lot of people play, not everybody performs.
That's true.
You guys are really trying to give that experience to the audience, and it bleeds through. People are happy and they enjoy going to y'all's shows, and they're dancing and they're getting no, it's great. It's really cool. And Beth, you're like engaging with the audience, and it's really, really, really cool.
Yeah.
It's a fun show.
It's true. I remember being over at a friend's house when Guitar Hero first came out. And I'm not going to name any names, but and don't take offense to this, babe, but the wife was all about the score. She was not the performer. So she was all sitting Indian style, and she was just watching make the move.
Sure.
The husband, on the other hand, was slinging the guitar over his neck, and he was kicking his leg up and putting it between his legs like Chuck Berry used to.
Yeah.
And scored like an 85 or something on Guitar Hero.
Right.
I can't remember. And she was like, "Oh, I won! Look at me, I won!" He's like, "Yeah, but I put on a better show," and he got applause for the performance. So
that's fair.
That always stuck with me.
I like that.
So it's not. It does matter how well you can play, but can you put on a show?
Yeah.
Well, and it's got to be fun at the end of the day. I mean, all of us know those people who went to school for music and loved it going in, and then all of a sudden, when they had to do it perfectly every time and it became work, it wasn't as fun anymore.
It takes away from it.
And then they don't do it anymore at all, But anyways, so let's back it up a little bit. Where did the name LoveSick Mary come from? I'm going to do a PSA to everybody. Your name is not Mary.
No.
Right?
Thank you. Yeah.
So, where did the name LoveSick Mary come from?
So my grandmother was always a very big influence on my singing and music styling and everything, and her name was Mary.
Oh, cool.
So it's a kind of a tribute to her. And then the Lovesick was kind of, we were trying to think of an adjective that described kind of somewhat of our sound, and I was like, it's kind of sad-ish and kind of heartbreaky-ish, and we're like, LoveSick. So
Love
just kind of came together.
Yeah.
LoveSick Mary. Very cool. So let's put a pin in music for a second. You guys yourselves off the stage, what are you into right now? What's getting you excited? What do you enjoy doing? What do you not enjoy? Like, tell us a little bit more about you off the stage.
You want to go first?
You can.
Okay. Absolutely nothing.
I love it.
No, and that's just sad.
That's not
Yeah,
true.
well, yeah.
It's really weird because everybody always has two things, like, well, I'm into music, but I'm also into Dungeons and Dragons or rebuilding cars or something like that. I'm into music, all right, but I also like working on the gear for music.
Love that.
So it's all meshed right there together. So if I'm not writing, performing, playing music, then I'm trying to modify a piece of gear or fix a piece of gear, fix a friend's guitar or something like that. I don't always have the best turnaround because life gets in the way.
Sure.
Because I have a lot of half-finished projects around the house.
He calls it piddling.
I did not dub that. So, in a former life in an old band, for a long time before LoveSick got together, the bass player and the drummer and myself were in another band called The Funeral Drive. It's kind of like an old death rock punk band. And to learn how to repair stuff, you have to tear stuff apart first. So there would be bits and pieces of things all over the place, and it's like, well, you ever going to get that back together? No, you're just piddling. You're just wasting time. So it kind of turned into that. So yeah. What do you do? I'm going to piddle tonight. I'm going to go in the garage and piddle around. So that's what I do. That's where I get my biggest enjoyment from.
Oh, I love that. Well, I think my wife would say the same thing about me. I'm either working, or I'm working when I shouldn't be working, or I'm watching Jane the Virgin with her, and that's about it. But that's what you like. That's what you enjoy.
It is.
True.
Yeah.
And you?
I'm into I'm also in the beauty industry, and so I do hair, and I'm like super into makeup and like makeup tutorials, and also I love to just binge watch the Golden Girls. That's
that.
my thing.
Awesome.
But we work a lot, and we've got a little toddler, so she takes up a big part of our time, and so spending time with her and watching a million hours of Peppa Pig is a big popular choice.
Netflix,
Perfect.
Yeah,
children's Netflix
Yes.
is just wow.
it's gotten real bad.
Wow.
Have you all gotten Disney Plus yet?
Yes,
Huh? It's overwhelming, isn't it?
it really
Like,
is.
It is. It really
I
is.
just scroll forever. Like,
The
I
vault,
got,
everything
oh
out of
my
the
gosh.
vault.
I
I'm
mean,
like,
you got like all the Marvel movies. I watched Darkwing Duck the other day. I
That's
haven't watched
actually
it forever.
trending really big right now.
Yeah.
it is.
So-
Yeah,
was
I
like,
remember
man,
that.
I never thought I was going to get to watch Darkwing Duck again. I was blew me away. Anyways,
somebody's going to use that for an intro. Somebody's going to be, let's get dangerous.
Right.
It's going to be on there.
that's going to be on an album. Somebody's going to sample that into some beats or something. I like that. That's going to be good. Okay, so we're getting towards the end. Nobody go away because we're about to have a live in-studio performance from LoveSick Mary, so stick right here. But before we do, we got one more question. We ask everybody this question.
Okay.
This is our version of Marry One, Kill One, Something One, and this is Write, Tour, Duet. If you could write with somebody, if you could tour with somebody, if you could duet with somebody, you got to pick three. They can be alive, dead, famous, not famous, but any three, anywhere. Who would they be? Go.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah. That means we get 6. You get 3. I get 3.
Okay, so no.
Yes.
So duet would be Prince.
Oh, that would be cool.
I can't even
You do really good Prince tunes, by the way. Oh, yes.
Yeah, we like doing some Prince. But yeah, oh my gosh, I can't even imagine like just him playing piano or Billy Joel. I don't know, it's so hard to decide. Prince or Billy Joel, it's a tie.
Okay.
And then duet would be Beth Hart. She's a blues singer. She's fantastic. And I said duet. Yeah. So tour with Beth Hart.
Gotcha.
Sorry. And then what was the last one?
Right.
Write with write with Beth Hart. Tour with The Doors.
Love it.
Sorry. Got it mixed
Perfect.
up.
Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah. That's my choice.
I would like to write with Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. I would like to tour with. That's a hard one. Right now, it's a toss-up. Now, I would tour with Rival Sons.
Okay.
If I had all-time choice, it would have been AC/DC, 70s AC/DC. And then, so it's right, tour, and duet with. That's a hard one. I'm going to say Tom Waits.
Oh, okay. Okay. I like it.
Yeah.
Good answers, guys. My goodness. Okay. Well, like we said, we are not going anywhere. We're about to get a live in-studio performance. Last thing, really quick, plugs. Where are you guys playing soon? Where can people find your music, website, social media, all that good stuff? Let them know.
Well, we've got the next full band show we have is December 20th, but we're actually playing, Jerry and I, our drummer, we're playing this Saturday at the community market at 10 a.m.
Awesome.
Yes, we're going to be doing that. So come out and get some pickles and some jam. And
love that.
And then December 20th at Backyard on Bell, we got the full band. And then in February, Friday the 6th is at Salty Lady Burlesque at Dan's.
Sweet.
Yeah, we've got some big headliners coming up from Austin. And yeah, so that'll be really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. And it's all Prince covers as well.
Love that.
Yeah. So yeah, we're looking forward to that. That's always a fun show.
Very, very cool. And then social media?
Oh, we've got a Facebook. It's just LoveSick Mary, and then we've got Instagram, which is LoveSick Mary, and I think that's all the social.
Who has a website
That's
anymore?
pretty much. Those are the important ones.
We
That's
do
what
have our
matters.
website for we do a breast cancer show called Rockers for Knockers. So we have that website.
Cool.
It's rockersdallas.com.
Perfect.
So we've got some of our information up there too. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you very much for coming in.
Yeah, thank you for
Y'all
having us.
don't go anywhere. We're going to be right here with a live performance here in just a few minutes. Stick around. We're live with LoveSick Mary. Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. We want to thank our partners and sponsors who made this show possible. And now stick around for a word from all of us here at Discover Denton. Do you love live music? If so, make Denton, Texas your next vacation. Find more information at discoverdenton.com.